Welcome back to Truth Crime E podcast. If you're into digging deep into the hidden truths and controversial stories behind some of the world's most powerful figures, you're in the right place. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest questions people have been asking for years. Why hasn't Elon Musk faced prison time? We'll dive into the scandals, the allegations, and some of the shocking legal cases involving one of the world's richest men. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to Truth Crime Me podcast so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the world of true crime and hidden secrets. And if you have thoughts on today's topic, or any theories of your own, drop a comment below. We love hearing from you and building a community of truth seekers. All right, let's dive into the complex world of Elon Musk and why, despite so many controversies, he's never been held behind bars. This list covers many areas where Elon Musk has faced criticism or legal issues, particularly around his business practices and public statements. Here's a detailed breakdown that expands on each point, adding context to why he has not faced prison time despite these controversies. 1. Securities fraud and the funding 2018. In 2018, Musk tweeted that he was considering taking Tesla private at $420 per share, saying he had funding secured. This statement caused Tesla's stock price to surge, generating massive media attention. But the SEC soon accused Musk of securities fraud, arguing that his claim about securing funding misled investors and lacked sufficient basis, leading to unpredictable market volatility. Musk's actions raised questions about transparency and honesty in the stock market, and some felt that criminal charges were warranted. However, instead of criminal prosecution, Musk settled with the SEC. He paid a $20 million fine, and Tesla paid an additional $20 million. Musk also agreed to step down as Tesla's chairman for 3 years and agreed to certain restrictions on his tweets. While serious, the settlement allowed Musk to avoid criminal penalties or prison time. Critics argue that this outcome illustrates how influential figures can sometimes evade criminal liability through settlements and financial penalties, particularly if they can afford the cost. 2. Unsafe working conditions at Tesla factories. Tesla's Fremont factory and other facilities have frequently come under fire for alleged unsafe working conditions. Reports from employees and OSHA inspections have noted serious concerns, including workplace injuries, long hours, inadequate breaks, and insufficient safety protocols. Workers have alleged that Tesla's rapid production schedules contributed to an environment where safety was neglected. Several regulatory bodies, including OSHA, have fined Tesla for safety violations, but these penalties have not led to criminal charges against Musk personally. Labor law enforcement is typically focused on ensuring compliance and remedying unsafe conditions, rather than prosecuting executives, unless there is clear evidence of deliberate or reckless endangerment. Critics argue that Tesla's repeated issues demonstrate a pattern that should warrant stronger action, perhaps extending to criminal liability for executives like Musk. 3. Environmental violations at Tesla factories. Tesla has faced multiple fines for environmental violations, especially around hazardous waste disposal practices at its Fremont factory. Regulatory agencies found that Tesla had improperly handled and disposed of toxic materials, leading to penalties aimed at encouraging compliance with environmental safety standards. Environmental law violations often result in fines and compliance orders, rather than criminal prosecution, unless there is proof of willful misconduct or severe environmental harm. While Tesla's practices have sparked environmental concerns, proving personal criminal liability in such cases can be complex. Consequently, Musk has not faced personal charges, although some argue that the frequency of these issues suggests a lack of accountability at the executive level. 4. Regulatory scrutiny over Autopilot and Tesla safety. Tesla's Autopilot feature, which is marketed as a step toward autonomous driving, has been involved in several fatal accidents. Critics argue that Musk's bold claims about Autopilot's capabilities could mislead consumers, creating a false sense of security that the system is more capable than it is. This has led to investigations from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and other regulatory bodies. While serious, liability in these cases typically focuses on product safety standards and consumer warnings, rather than criminal liability for executives. Musk's statements about Autopilot have been criminally accountable, but holding him criminally accountable would likely require evidence of intent to deceive or reckless disregard for public safety. Thus far, regulatory scrutiny has primarily led to compliance directives rather than criminal charges. 5. Potential insider trading allegations. In November 2021, Musk sold a significant portion of his Tesla stock after running a Twitter poll asking followers if he should sell 10% of his stake in the company. Some argued this action raised concerns about market manipulation or insider trading, particularly because Musk's public statements about Tesla's financial status have a significant impact on its stock price. While SEC rules restrict insider trading, proving it typically requires showing that an individual traded based on non-public, material information. Musk's Twitter poll was a public event, making it difficult to prove that he acted on private information. As a result, enforcement agencies have not filed formal insider trading charges, though the incident sparked debate about the influence of public figures on stock markets and the boundaries of ethical trading practices. Sick. Allegations of market manipulation in cryptocurrency. Musk's tweets about cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin and Bitcoin have often caused dramatic price fluctuations, prompting accusations of market manipulation. For instance, his statements about Bitcoin's environmental impact in 2021 led to a major drop in its price, and his tweets about Dogecoin frequently caused spikes or declines in its value. Cryptocurrency markets are relatively new and lightly regulated, meaning that legal frameworks for prosecuting market manipulation in this space are not as robust as they are for traditional securities. While Musk's tweets clearly impact crypto prices, proving manipulation would require showing that he intended to influence the market for personal gain. So far, no charges have been filed, though some investors argue that his influence on the crypto market should be subject to greater scrutiny. Tesla has faced multiple accusations of labor rights violations, including discouraging unionization efforts and mistreating workers. In 2021, the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, ruled that Tesla violated labor laws by firing a union activist and that Musk had illegally discouraged unionization in a tweet. Union-busting activities are often addressed through civil actions rather than criminal prosecution unless there's clear evidence of threats or coercion. In this case, while Tesla faced legal consequences, Musk did not face personal criminal charges. Critics argue that labor rights violations should carry heavier penalties for executives who create hostile or unsafe work environments. But current labor laws primarily focus on company-level compliance. 8. Defamation lawsuit .ownguy.on and .oin. In 2018, Musk made headlines for calling British cave diver Vernon Unsworth a pedo guy after Unsworth criticized Musk's proposed submarine rescue plan for a group of boys trapped in a cave in Thailand. Unsworth filed a defamation lawsuit against Musk, arguing that the statement was defamatory. While Musk ultimately won the lawsuit by arguing that his comment was a flippant insult rather than a factual claim, The incident highlighted concerns about his behavior and responsibility as a public figure. This case was a civil rather than criminal matter, meaning it did not involve potential prison time. The outcome has led some to question whether Musk's behavior on social media should carry greater legal consequences. Why hasn't Elon Musk faced prison time? Elon Musk has managed to avoid prison time despite facing numerous controversies, allegations, and regulatory issues. There are several reasons why someone with Musk's high profile and influence might be able to sidestep harsher legal consequences. 1. Financial power and ability to settle. Musk's vast wealth gives him the resources to pay fines and settle lawsuits, which are often preferable to lengthy and uncertain court battles. Settling cases with regulatory bodies, like the SEC in 2018, allows him to resolve accusations without admitting guilt or facing criminal charges. In influential connections, Musk has a network of influential allies and supporters, including other powerful business figures and political personalities, like former President Donald Trump. Now that Donald Trump has just won the election and is president-elect, Musk's connections to high-profile individuals provide him with leverage when dealing with legal challenges, regulatory agencies, or potential charges. 3. Role as an innovator and economic influence. Musk's role as a tech innovator and the CEO of influential companies like Tesla and SpaceX also plays a part. These companies have significant economic impact, creating jobs, advancing technology, and contributing to industries deemed strategically important, like renewable energy and space exploration. This influence may lead some regulatory bodies to prioritize compliance and fines over criminal prosecution to avoid risking economic disruption. 4. Complex legal standards. Many allegations against Musk involve complex legal and regulatory standards, such as securities fraud or market manipulation. Proving criminal intent, particularly in cases involving public statements or company practices, often requires a high standard of evidence. In cases where evidence of intentional misconduct is unclear, regulatory bodies may be more inclined to pursue civil or financial penalties instead. 5. Public perception and media influence. Musk has a massive following and wields considerable influence through social media. His popularity can make regulators and enforcement agencies cautious about the potential backlash of criminally prosecuting such a public figure. Public opinion and media coverage sometimes shape the trajectory of legal actions, particularly for high-profile individuals who command significant public support. Ultimately, Musk's wealth, connections, and influence allow him to navigate legal challenges in ways that are not as accessible to the average person. This situation highlights a broader disparity where financial and social resources can play a major role in how individuals face or avoid legal consequences. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to Truth Crime Podcast for more true crime stories and in-depth coverage. Your support helps us continue sharing these important, often tragic stories with respect and integrity. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves.